What's up guys, this is Void of Dust Gaming, your channel for fresh Arena of Valor gameplay. Today I'm going to take a look on Marja as I promised in one of the earlier videos. Marja has received a slight improvement, she has been buffed, and my plan was on showing her in the solo lane, going head to head with some of the fiercest enemies such as Richter or Lubu out there. But of course a plan is only as good as it is in real life, and therefore today we're going to see Marja as a support. That comes because of course you know the deal, you know the drill. Sometimes you just pick a hero and you want to have a certain lane, and then someone else picks the same lane and you have to choose between two options. Either you can contest the lane, and that always causes some problems because you want to win the game, or you are being smarter and you are going to pick something else. And this time I have chosen to try Marja in the support role. The build that I've chosen for Marja in the support role is something that needs to be tweaked around and play tested a little bit. This is like my first pick on her. And yeah, this is not the final build, but at least it's something that worked quite well for me in this game. So I hope you guys enjoy today's video, and if that is the case, a like is always highly appreciated. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, a subscription would be lovely. So let's hop right into the game and see if that is worth it. Alright, here is the build that I would have taken to be played on the solo lane, and the only thing that we are going to do is we are going to take the support item in here as the first thing to do, and afterwards I'm going to dismiss Rhea's Blessing from this build. Basically, Marja's build is tweaked all around damage with some utility, therefore we've got Barris Agony in as well as the Tome of the Reaper. Of course, what you can also do if you find yourself in a lot of fights in the thick of things, you can also go with Soaring Aura and Frostguard, because then you get AoE damage right in front of you. But this was the build that I wanted to test, and it went fairly well. Little spoiler ahead. In terms of my Arcana, I went with full damage. The build is full damage, but that comes from the healing capabilities that Marja has. Therefore, I was good to go with that. And as you can see, we've got 90 plus ability power, some magic pierce, we've got magic lifesteal in there, and we've got some cooldown reduction, and that scales quite nicely with the cooldown reduction that Marja has initially. My Arcana stuff comes from 10 times Violate, I've got 10 times Devour, and I've got 10 times Hex if you want to play the build like I did. If you are looking for something more tanky, I think that works on the solo lane quite well. You can go with something like a Mage Tank build, 10 times Violate, 10 times Benevolence, and 10 times Valence. Gets you 6% cooldown speed in difference to the 7% cooldown speed that we got from the Hex. I think that works fairly well. In addition to that, enchantment wise, I went with something more utility based, so we have some damage in there, but I was going here with the Secret Bid. Ultimate gains a additional cooldown reduction, which is really great because your ult is really powerful, so 10% is a lot. We're going with some magic pierce. I'm going with the Sacred Protection. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when we are inside the game. Then I'm going with the Raging Inferno for some additional damage, and I'm going with the Arcane Whisper. You receive an additional 15% reduction in talent cooldown time, so you need to use it. If that is not the case, that you are going with the talent, not your focus on that, then you can also go with Mark of the Frost, because she's actually quite good on tower diving, and that is just a little help here, a little advice of security. So that was the build, and I would say let's check out the gameplay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the gameplay that I've promised, and as you can see, we are on a lane with Wisp. As I said, the first thing that we should do is get the support item, as we are the support. That just means that we get a constant flow of gold, 8 gold every something seconds. I have been taken Eradicate, as I knew that I'm going to dive a lot and I will be standing next to the enemies. I thought it might just be a really good idea to get some extra true damage from the Eradicate. Marja is a little bit difficult to play if you are fairly new to the game, because she has this kind of ability where you want to lose life on the one hand, but of course you always need to pay attention that you don't put yourself in danger because of the life loss on the other hand. So Marja's passive basically says you will be faster and you will have a better cooldown or a shorter cooldown if your health is low. For every 5% of health missing, she does get 1% cooldown reduction and 1.5% more speed, adding up to quite nice value. So the basic problem is that one of your abilities gives you life back. So of course you always want to have a really nice trade. And as you can see, we're dealing quite a lot of damage here to Zata in the first place. Here we go, another action, and I am forcing that Hayate to retreat a little bit. I should have played that a little bit smarter. So you guys will see me die a lot in here. As I said, it's this little short distance between really good because your cooldown reduction is better and dead. And that thin line is crossed sometimes within the game. Nonetheless, this game is going to be something quite useful because you are going to see one of the rare Marja builds out there, and I haven't been playing her in quite a while. So if you are a fan of Marja's, that video is actually entertainment. Hopefully entertainment for you. So here we go. As you can see, we are dealing quite a lot of damage to Hayate here. 1 bar per hit, and we haven't upgraded the first item at all, the first spell at all. So that was really nice. I wasn't sure if Roxy was actually already teleporting out, so I tried to make a leap and throw some of my spells in here, but as you can see, it didn't really work out that well. So sometimes you just gotta try. Now we have ult ready. So let me explain the stuff a little bit if you haven't played with or against Marja, because I rarely see her on the battlefield. Like, that's really super rare. Here we go. Ult has been pressed, and now we are about to be punished by that stupid old tag. Yeah, nothing that we can do against him. He's just too strong early on, but later on we can fight him, but we have to wait a little bit for this. Okay, so let us talk a little bit about the abilities of Marja's. Marja's first ability is basically pure damage in some kind of shockwave that basically goes away from you, and you can slow, or you will slow enemies while applying that spell to them. Your second spell is some kind of, I would call it some kind of rocket, and this kind of rocket flies towards the enemy with your target prioritization. That means if you have taken lowest health, nearest enemy, whatever, this is going to be applied by your target stuff that you have chosen within the settings. It's kind of like 2 little rockets, and these rockets are going to get you some health back. That's the basic idea behind this. So as you apply them, and you can see it here, and there you go, dead boy, you're going to apply some damage. That damage is fueled up, and with that you will get some life back. So this is like the tool that you are using to steal some life from the enemies, and as you can see, it's got decent sustain. We've got decent sustain with it. We're silencing enemies with our ult, and there we go, another kill for us. Really nice, really nice, but now we're dead. Well, never mind. That's the first ability and the second ability. And your third ability, your ultimate, is some kind of stuff that a lot of players will know from Vladimir in League of Legends. You are turning yourself into a puddle of blood or mist or poison or whatever it is supposed to be. You will diminish into some fluid, and then you will traverse on the ground, and you can put yourself under enemies and you will deal damage to them. And while you are doing so, and that's a really short period of time, while you are doing so, you will be invincible. So that's a really good deal, because that just means that you can, if you've got Flicker ready, you can basically escape every single gank or encounter in the game, if you've got it ready. So I would always advise you, if you are on the solo lane, I would rather use it as some kind of escape mechanism. Here we are using it as some engage tool. As you can see, we are dealing damage to the enemies here. Eradicate, there we go, bum bum bum, everything is pressed, and we are dealing a ton of damage. It's so nice to see how good she has become. Actually, I think she was always that good, but not many players play her, and I don't really play her that often, so I'm always quite surprised. This is a week of surprises. If you guys haven't seen my other videos, I'm always surprised on how good the enemies work. But I'm not playing as much Arena of Valor in the latest week, so that might just be the case that I'm actually a little bit freer with my mind in terms of what's actually happening in the game. Maybe that's some kind of new mind state. If you only play 1 or 2 games a day, maybe you are just going to discover new things. That would be great. So now we're using the targeted thing on the enemies. Unfortunately, I get killed here, but I am able to kill Roxy vice versa. And the crazy thing is, we've got 3 kills under our belt already, but we are the support. That means we're not farming that well, and we don't really have that much items. The first item that we got is the support item. Okay, it's got 10 stacks, but on the other hand, we don't really have something that is improving our damage. We are about to get Barrett's Agony soonish, but it is not finished yet. So we don't have a real damage item, we just got the support stuff going on, and we're still dealing a good chunk of damage to enemies, and that's actually quite useful. Here we go, another kill for us. So that's the 4th kill in a row, not like in a real row, but in total. 4th kill, and we are even better than the Florentino here. So now, as you can see, I have been retargeting them. Now I'm applying my stuff to them, and here we go. I got another kill. I don't know what happened here. That was like tragic. That was so tragic. When I was playing it, I was like, okay, this is something for YouTube. People will just make fun of me. And now we are on a 5-5-5. Yes, I have been feeding quite intentionally here, but for entertainment reasons. Lame excuse, I know. So yeah, we finished Barrett's Agony. I'm going with Tome of the Reaper to suppress some of the healing capabilities that the other heroes have here. For example, Florentino. And therefore, I am good to go with that item. We're doing quite well actually in the game. 21 kills versus 14. We've got 1 Abyssal Dragon so far, and now we are about to get some more towers, and the only tower that the enemy team got so far is the one in the middle, which is actually the tower that's the most important, but in this case we are doing fine. And here we go, another kill streak eventually. Yes, another kill for us here, and we get a legendary for our Zenith. Zenith is of course one of the strongest heroes in the early stages of the game, and this is all platinum/diamond, so of course the character is doing a lot of true damage to the enemies, and that is always quite nice to have. So therefore we have been fine. 6 kills now, 6 assists. And you can see Hayate is immediately pulling back. He's like, oh no, not her again. I don't want to fight her. And of course, the good thing is about her, you don't have any mana problems. As you can see, that's the stuff that I was mentioning. You just put yourself to an invincible state, and as you can see, that is going to work, or that's working on... Thank you! That's working on towers exactly the way it does with any other source of damage. Of course, there's nothing that we can do against this stuff, but we can simply just outscale, outfarm the Zata ult quite easily. We're just pressing a single button and his ult is cancelled. Right now, I feel like the support that I have been intending to be, I am the lowest in terms of gold, and that's actually quite nice because 6 kills, that's more than our other heroes have. For example, our Wisp. And Wisp is one of the late game changers, if she can make it to that. 2 kills. Okay, 3 deaths. Tara was actually really good. 6 kills right now. Raza has been killed. But the game is looking really good so far now. We've got the Darkslayer, 27 versus 18. I've got all my stacks up, I've got all my marks up, and we have been killing 3 enemies from the other team already. Wisp does get the Mighty Dragon, the Might Golem, the Mighty Dragon. And we are about to approach their first inner tier tower. I can easily go in here without any problem. Another kill for me. Now I need to switch a little bit between those heroes. I'm stacking up my health, stacking up my stuff here, and she can't kill me. She simply can't kill me if not for the tower. And this is the last bit of this game as we're going to win. We've got two heroes left over. We've got Wisp, we've got the Dragon, we've got a lot of minions, and we've got 2 towers, and this is the game. My verdict at the end of the game. So, Marja feels really consistent. I've got the feeling that her abilities fit together quite nicely. I never had the problem that I felt actually of running low because of the health, but because of that I was taking the Sacred Protection. That's something that I wanted to mention earlier on. So Sacred Protection is here for the protection reasons, 3rd best player in the game. And yeah, but she doesn't really feel like a support. That's the true story behind this. So I think she's really good on the solo lane right now, but we've got to see, and I will do that in a upcoming video. So stay tuned for more videos to come. Thanks for watching and have a nice evening, guys. Bye bye.